we have some questions in the chat. I'm going to start by the first one. The first one is from Pablo Perez to Xia Morin. And the question is, are there any plans in the port of Galway or elsewhere in Ireland for hydrogen to be employed for any kind of maritime applications? And the second part is there interest from the maritime sector in employing hydrogen for vessels of any kind? So this is the first question. If you can reply, Xian.
Yeah. So initially, actually, as part of the Shamrock project, the local ferry company was involved. So, but they weren't initially. They were involved in the initial kind of precursor to the Shamrock project, but now we have they've been seen more term as a long-term partner. So in the second phase of Shamrock, there is a ferry service from the port out to the Aran Islands. So there's certainly interest there, but they've seen that more as kind of a longer-term position for a second phase of the project. But the port very much sees the kind of first stage is them enabling hydrogen in the port, and that once there's infrastructure in the port around refueling and storage, that it would be then easier to go and use hydrogen in their vessels. It's quite a small port in comparison to some of the other ports in the Atlantic area. But yeah, so there is some interest, but I think they're very much waiting to see how the industry develops more generally before pursuing hydrogen vessels.
Thank you very much. We have a second question for the Port of Vigo. Does the Gen-set hydrogen system include both an electrolyzed and a fuel cell? And what are their respective power ratings? Based on this system, what is the expected autonomy of the fishing vessel? So this question was already answered in the chat. I don't know if Port of Vigo wants to add something to that answer.
No, it's fine. I mean, what I wrote in the chat is more or less what we can answer here right now, which is that the Gen-set is part of the Julio Verne project. So we're going to be producing hydrogen with an electrolyzer that belongs to the Julio Verne project, and it has 2 megawatts of power. It uses solar panels and electricity from the net. And then the vessel, the H2 fish vessel, it does include a fuel cell to complete the system, the power system, because it will have solar panels, the batteries, the electric engine, and the fuel cell integrated in the whole system. Then with regards to the power of the whole system in the vessel, I don't have the data. I asked the engineers, but they haven't answered yet. And the autonomy is around 10 hours navigating. So it will be a semi-coastal fishing vessel.
Okay, thank you very much, Gerardo. We don't have any more questions in the chat. Well, regarding the presentation of the Port of Leixões, it was clear that there are many initiatives and already a plan for the coming years, which is good to hear. I would like to ask Dr. Hugo what can be, let's say, highlighted as, let's say, the most strategic and important, let's say, activity or action for the port in the coming years. So among the many things happening, what could be, let's say, the most important for the port in the coming years?
Well, really tough question because we have a lot of actions going on. I would say that in the near future, electrification is the priority. Okay, and why? Because the technology is well known, it's easy to do, it's costly. Yes, it is. But we have already all the plant defined. So we have our substation, our high voltage substation designed. The civil works will work in brief. So I would say that first of all, solve the problem of the ships while at berth, okay? And in parallel, because we know it will take more time, we are looking at these alternative fuels, and we are keeping our pilot projects under development in order to sense what is going to be the strategy that we need to follow for the future. Okay, as I pointed out, the biofuels are well known. We are making some tests for older vessels, but because, as you understand, and I think all understand, retrofitting old vessels is very costly, and sometimes you don't have enough time to have that investment, the return on that investment. So you need to be very efficient on the decisions. And so, of course, we are looking at hydrogen, but we are not looking at hydrogen or methanol in vessels with 40 or 50 years. And so this is another dimension. Okay, and so one thing is very clear. Okay, we need to do everything that is on our possibility to tackle the climate change impacts. Okay, so it's very clear for us that the reduction on the emissions at the port and the electrification and the use of green vessels is very important, not only for the ports, but for world population, okay? Because it's not it's a local emission, but it's a local emission that has global consequences. And so I would say step-by-step electrification, alternative fuels, and in the meantime, or in a parallel division, we are tackling the self-sufficiency on energy, because it's very important, as we see with the war that is going, or the wars that are going all over the place. The energy is a very important active, and so we need to be really capable of dominating this active.
Thank you very much for the answer. Everything clear. So we don't have more questions in the chat. So it means that the presentations were very clear to the audience. If there are other questions, I think the participants maybe can direct one email to the speakers after the event. Since we are already after the hour set to finish, I would like to close this event, but before that I would like to apologize for the technical issues that were fortunately solved during the event. I would like also to thank our speakers for their knowledge sharing and for their important insights, and of course to all the participants in today's webinar. I think we have in average more than 50 participants, which is quite good for the webinar. I would like also to thank my colleagues from the Faculty of Engineering that were a very important help organizing this webinar and also solving the technical issues during the event. So to Tania Lopes, to Lawrence, to Daniel, and to Katia, thank you for your help. Also to Melozim. In terms of discussion, I would say that this webinar was very important to highlight the complexity of the challenges that ports are facing at present, but also the opportunities that are available for them. And I would say that it was also clear for me, and maybe also for you, that ports are no longer the typical gateways for goods and passengers, but they are also becoming gateways for innovation and sustainability, and also doing their best to create a better future for us. So I would like to highlight this idea that was, I think, very clear and very transversal to the presentations of today. Once again, thank you very much for participating in this event, and we look forward to meet you in future HYDEA events. And please don't forget to follow us either through our website that is regularly updated with information about what is going on in the project, and where you can find also some of the most important deliverables that we are producing, and of course through our social media, which are also being used to advertise our work. So thank you again, and see you in the near future. Bye bye.